Alright guys, hi, welcome to another video. We are gonna be talking about bargaining in the context of game theory. So to begin with, what is bargaining? So bargaining is when two or more people are gonna negotiate on how to share something valuable. Okay, you're gonna be there with two players और तुम लोग दोनों negotiate करने वाले हो about as to how तुम लोग एक valuable चीज को share करोगे अपने आपस में. Okay, now over here everyone wants the biggest share and that's pretty obvious. तुम लोग को वो चाहिए रहेगा जो ज़्यादा beneficial, ज़्यादा profitable रहेगा, right? But तुम दोनों को agree करना पड़ेगा साथ में to get the benefit. ठीक है? So it includes, क्या include करेगा? Cooperation भी include करेगा on to get the benefit for both, and it will also include conflict about how to divide the benefit, right? ठीक है? Then nature and objective of bargaining, as in why do players bargain? Okay, then in an objective sense, why do players bargain? Because players compare. Okay, when what they get if they agree. ठीक है, मतलब अगर मैंने ये डील के लिए अग्री कर दिया तो मुझे क्या मिलेगा एंड सामने वाले को क्या मिलेगा वर्सेस what will they get if there is no agreement, if there's a disagreement point, there is no agreement, इसको बोलते हैं एक disagreement point. Okay, it's a term used to define that the situation where there is no agreement. So they are also gonna think कि अगर ये agreement होता ही नहीं तो मुझे क्या मिलता. ठीक है, outside of this agreement मुझे क्या मिलेगा, agreement को अगर मैंने हाँ कर दी तो मुझे क्या मिलेगा. ठीक है, so they're gonna think about both of these situations. Okay, so players are gonna think what is best for them, they're gonna think about how the other person will react and how to make the best deal. Now, what are the elements of a bargaining game? Okay, the bargaining situation has players who are negotiating, तुम दोनों, ठीक है? Then you're gonna have feasible payoffs, as in all possible ways to divide the benefit, right? And then there'll be a disagreement payoff where minimum each gets if the talks break down. Disagreement payoff मतलब एक minimum payoff, ठीक है? अगर agreement reach नहीं हुआ तो what will be the minimum payoff each of you will get? That is called a disagreement payoff. And then there are rules. Okay, then who offers first? ठीक है, कौन फर्स्ट ऑफर करेगा, हाउ लॉन्ग द नेगोशिएशन विल लास्ट, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. So basically some rules and protocols will also be followed in the game, right? So what is going to be the benefit of these will make the game predictable and measurable. Okay, now the next, rationality in bargaining. Okay, so let us assume that players are smart and want the best results for themselves. तो इसके लिए वो लोग क्या करेंगे, दे विल हैव टू वन थिंक अहेड, आगे का सोचना पड़ेगा. टू, सोचना पड़ेगा या प्रेडिक्ट करना पड़ेगा कि दूसरे प्लेयर का मूव क्या रहेगा, एज इन मूव्स क्या होंगे. ओके, द प्रोबेबल मूव्स दैट द अदर प्लेयर कैन प्ले. एंड थ्री, choose strategies that give maximum gain, right? So these three things they will have to think about prior to actually playing the game, right? If they want the best result for themselves. So this will allow bargaining results to be analyzed using Nash equilibrium. Okay, so these three, these assumptions, the want to give out the best result for yourself is going to allow bargaining results to be analyzed using Nash equilibrium. Okay, so this allows for rationality. This is why rationality is important to think of these criteria. Okay, so next we have types of bargaining games. Okay, so types of bargaining games, first and second is cooperative and non-cooperative bargaining. So what do they mean? The bargaining, cooperative bargaining basically focuses on fair division of the total benefit. Okay, for example, we have two companies and they will share the profit, right? तो मतलब एक fair division होगा पूरे benefit का. ठीक है, cooperative bargaining में. And non-cooperative bargaining basically means that you have an exact strategy, you have a particular strategy thought out for your offer or your counter offer. मतलब जो तुम्हें करना है for the मतलब you know about the fair division, like not a fair division, obviously not a fair division over here, for the division of your benefit or in what direction the benefit should flow. इसके लिए तुम्हारे पास एक exact strategy रहेगी. Okay, for example, a salary negotiation, that will be a non-cooperative bargain. Okay, so both of them are important. One focuses on fairness and the other focuses on a proper strategy. Okay, then next we discuss the concept of a disagreement point. Now what is a disagreement point? A disagreement point is what each player gets if they fail to agree. Okay, now it becomes the minimum acceptable payoff, right? So think of it this way that you as an individual, okay, think of it on an individual level, while as a disagreement point basically relies on more of a game with two people. On an individual level, you have expectations with yourself, right? Now, for example, when the semester starts, तुम सोच रहे होते हो कि I'm gonna score very good, I'm gonna score so good, and like ये semester तो मैंने बस एक बार पढ़ना ही है, एकदम top करना है, and this and that. You have a lot of expectations with yourself, right? As time passes, जैसे एग्जाम पास आता है, your expectations from yourself reduce as you see कि मेरा जो effort है मैंने उतना डाला ही नहीं है, right? So first it is like मैं top मारूंगा, right? एकदम 80 में से 80 लाऊंगा पेपर में, then it might become कि ठीक है भाई 60 तो आ ही जाएगा, ठीक है 60 is also not that bad. Then you are like अरे 50 चलता है, then you are like अरे 40 तो मतलब ठीक है ना average, what's wrong with an average? एंड देन यू आर लाइक अरे पास हो जाओ मैं बस, राइट? नाउ अब पास होने के नीचे यू कैन एक्चुअली यू कैन गो बिलो पास, यू आर लाइक ग्रेस मार्क पे पास हो जाओ, राइट? यू आर लाइक अरे ये वाला पेपर जाने दो, बाकी पेपर में आई विल एंश्योर दैट आई पास, एंड देन बस ग्रेस मार्क मिल जाए, ठीक है? बस मुझे पासिंग मार्क्स से आई थिंक 8 या 12 मार्क्स कम लाना है, 8 या 12 मार्क्स जो भी वट एवर ग्रेस मार्क्स का लिमिट होता है वो मुझे दे देंगे, मैं ग्रेस मार्क्स में पास हो जाऊंगा, राइट? So that is the minimum point. You cannot fall below that, can you? Okay, उसके below तो तुम जा ही नहीं सकते. So that will be a disagreement point. Again, that is for you on an individual level. You will not do that when you have two players, right? Obviously यहाँ पे दो players की बात हो रही है, एक individual person की बात नहीं हो रही है. So basically in a disagreement point, a minimum acceptable payoff, ठीक है, for both of you, ठीक है? If in the scenario that the both of you agree to come to a proper agreement. Okay, so any agreement must give at least this amount. ये amount तो मिलना ही चाहिए or the player will walk away. Okay, so for example, another example that will but that is particularly related to this point will be if I earn 5 rupees by leaving the deal. Deal छोड़ के मुझे 5 रुपए मिलेंगे, तो मैं डील एक्सेप्ट करके 5 रुपए क्यों एक्सेप्ट करूँ? ऑब्वियसली आई विल वांट मोर देन 5 रुपीज, राइट? जब मुझे छोड़ के ही 5 रुपए मिल रहा है तो मैं 5 रुपए पकड़ के क्यों एक्सेप्ट करूँ, राइट? Now, what we have next is Nash bargaining solution. Now, what is Nash bargaining solution? It is a famous fair solution in bargaining. ठीक है, bargaining के अंदर ये एक solution है. Okay, like that's a solution, standard solution है. Now, what does it say? It says that we maximize both players' gains. दोनों player का gain maximize करो above the disagreement point. ठीक है, तो मतलब disagreement point से जितना ऊपर जा सकता है उतना ऊपर लेके जाओ, that is maximize. What will be a mathematical idea for this? Mathematically अगर हम लोग इसको interpret करें तो it will be total win should be high. ठीक है, total win high होना ही चाहिए, plus fairness भी maintain होना चाहिए. Okay, if you verbally put the mathematical equation, this is what comes out. Now, what does this guarantee? This guarantees fairness, efficiency, and mutually beneficial outcome. Okay, now if you look at the mathematical equation, it is NBS is equals to argmax UA minus DA UB minus DB, where U represents the player's utility. Okay, A is obviously player A and B is obviously player B, and D is the disagreement payoff. Okay, you just remember the equation and you can write the explanation for yourself. Now, what do we have next? What we have next is key properties of an ideal bargaining solution. Okay, so first property is that is period efficiency. No one can be better off without hurting the other. Bargaining में मतलब in an ideal bargaining solution किसी को भी चोट नहीं पहुंचनी चाहिए. Okay, there should be symmetry. Equal players get equal result. Okay, there should be an independence of irrelevant alternatives. मतलब क्या इसका कि जो useless alternatives है, useless choices है game में, इसको बोलते हैं irrelevant alternatives. इससे independence चाहिए, इससे छुटकारा चाहिए. That means removing useless choices that don't change the result. What is our next property? Social invariance. Social invariance means utility measurement that does not affect the decision. Okay, utility scaling should not change the outcome. Okay, so what are our four properties? Pareto efficiency, symmetry, independence from irrelevant alternatives, and scale invariance. Okay, these ensure that bargaining is done fair and logically. What do we have next? Dynamic or sequential bargaining. Okay, sequential or dynamic bargaining. Now what is this? Negotiations can happen in multiple rounds. पहले round में नहीं हुआ तो second round of game, second round of game नहीं तो third round of game. Okay, so that is what happens in a game. So players use a discount factor. If you don't know what a discount factor is, it means that future payoff feels less valuable than a payoff now. Okay, if you do know what a discount factor is, you can just explain discount factor over here and how it helps in negotiation. Okay. So, yeah, if you don't know what it is, you can just explain it. But if you don't know what it is, you can just explain it and move on. If you don't know what it is, if a player is impatient, then your discount factor is lower. Okay, that means it has weaker bargaining power. If it is high, the discount factor is high. That means stronger bargaining power. Stronger bargaining power होगा तो higher discount factor होगा and higher discount factor होगा तो it will have the capability to keep on going for more rounds such that आगे आने वाले rounds में उसका जो मतलब the capacity to earn a benefit in the coming rounds will be more. If it has a low discount factor, that means it is weak. It has weaker bargaining power, and that means कि it's gonna look at the immediate profit that it can get in the current round itself. वो आगे की नहीं सोचेगा, ठीक है? Given that it is not explained properly here as to what dynamic and sequential bargaining is definition wise, so basically what dynamic bargaining is that offer जो offer रहता है वो कभी भी हो सकता है, whereas in sequential bargaining there is strict turn by turn offers ही होते हैं, ठीक है? Structure क्या होता है? एक flexible timing होता है in dynamic bargaining, whereas in sequential bargaining there is a fixed order and protocol. Okay, and focus in dynamic bargaining is basically कि effect of delay कितना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? But in sequential bargaining, you don't have to remember particularly that part of it. You just have to remember कि dynamic bargaining कैसे run करता है, sequential कैसे run करता है. Dynamic में कभी भी offers जा सकते हैं. There's no particular protocol that is followed, okay, in exchange of offers. Whereas in sequential bargaining, it is strict, ठीक है? Now, what is the significance of bargaining in game theory? Significance of bargaining in game theory is basically that bargaining explains how people cooperate even when they disagree. Okay, it ensures that people cooperate even जब उनका disagreement हो जाता है, ठीक है? So basically, it is used in business deals, it is used in salary negotiations, political agreements, international trade, and family decision making maybe. Okay, so basically, it forms the foundation for modern negotiation strategies in economics, politics, law, and management. Now, it's not necessary that you write that part, but like that's just what it does for additional knowledge, which I doubt you'll even remember. Never mind. So basically, summary में bargaining in game theory studies how rational players negotiate to divide the benefits fairly, ठीक है, while still focusing on self-interest, ठीक है. That was the video. If you liked it, do make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe to whatever it is that you do. Thank you.